Hello everybody, I'm Code Machine back with another video, and today we're going to be going over the patch notes for 1.7 update, the newest update to Unite at the moment. First off, we're going to talk about emblems. Now there was a new emblem color added, navy blue, which gives you cooldown reduction at 1%, 2%, and 4% for having 3, 5, and 7 emblems. Now unfortunately, there's only 3 at the moment. And the Dragonite line, the navy blue, kind of not the best. So we're probably not going to see too much of that until we get more navy blue. Now on to more emblems. We got 52 new ones, so that leads us to a total of 151. And now on to nerfs. Sadly, black emblems have been drastically nerfed. Their cooldown reduction used to be at 2, 4, and 8%. Now it's at a whopping 1, 2, and 4%. So huge nerf to that. Attack, flat attack emblems got a little bit of a buff. It's now at 1.2, 1.6, and 2. Used to be 1, 1.5, and 2. So a little bit of a buff for having 3 and 5 emblems, but didn't change for having max emblems. Same goes for flat special attack. From 1.5, 2.5, and 3 to 1.8, 2.4, and 3. So buff having 3, lowered for having 5, and same for having max. Now on to crit. Another drastic nerf. Crit rate used to be at 0.6, 0.8, and 1%. Now it's been reduced to 0.3, 0.5, 0.6. So big drastic nerf for that too. No longer you're going to be hit for 2k worth of crit damage. Now on to actual Pokemon. First off, Unite buffs. The old way Unite moves used to work was that all Pokemon got increased movement speed, attack speed, cooldown reduction, and 30% HP shield. They took that away, and now each Mon will have its own buffs for 6 seconds. So pretty good. I like that diversity for each Mon now. Unite moves feel special to each Mon. Now on to Buzzwole. Buzzwole got a not the best showing since it got released, so it's getting a little bit of a buff. Smackdown, the initial damage has been increased. His area has also been increased for the slam. So pretty good. Maybe we'll see a bit more play of him. Leech life has 1 second less on cooldown, so it's now at 8 seconds. Its ratio is bigger, and its base damage is a little better. Damage to unstoppable targets worth 5 ticks instead of 4. So maybe this buff will be enough to make Buzzwole viable. He got a little bit of that ratio increase, so maybe he'll be able to snag people from a little farther away. But we'll see how it works in-game in the next week or two. Now on to Cram. His Air Slash has been increased by 1 second, so now it's at 8. And his dive refresh time has been increased from 4.5 to 6 seconds. So no damage reduction, just some cooldowns. Probably still gonna see play, just won't be as oppressive with those dive combos. Now on to Machamp. He got a little buff and a little nerf. Machamp's always been competing with Karia for like one of those top tier mons in top lane, so we'll see if this changes anything. His dynamic punch, its ratio has been reduced and base damage has been decreased. Submission's cooldown has been decreased from 11 seconds to 9, but the movement speed has also been reduced to 50% instead of 70. Wigglytuff, another mon you probably never see anymore, has had a little bit of buffs. Its basic attack now deals physical damage. Wigglytuff cannot crit with moves now, so that's a nerf. Rollout. A new indicator has been added to show where you will bounce, which is pretty good. Even though sleep kind of seems like the better option, though a lot of time people are full healed to just negate that, so that's being played a lot. Double Slap. The cooldown's been decreased by 0.5 seconds, so now it's from 5 seconds to 4.5. Its ratio has been increased. Its poor level has been from 9 to 11, and its base damage has been increased by 40 damage. So it does a little more damage, and it can use it slightly faster. Probably still not going to see too much Wigglytuff because it's just getting outshined by every other support. Even Eldegoss is better than Wigglytuff at the moment. Now on to Serena. Serena has been a menace in ranked. Menace to society. This mon never dies and kills your whole squad. Stomp has been nerfed. Cooldown's been increased from 5.5 to 6. Its ratio is smaller and per level is from 10 to 9. Its base damage also has been decreased to 200. And her Queenly Majesty's buff, the ratio has been decreased. The per level has been decreased and the base damage has been decreased. Stomp Plus, same exact treatment, just nerfs across the board. And on to Dragonite. Dragonite is great with Hyper Beam, and that is probably about it. So these changes are from stages from 0 to 3, and they've all been nerfed from max HP damage %. And his cooldown of Dragonite has also been increased slightly. And Glaceon, the X attack accidental 3000 or 30k damage, has been fixed, which is great because that was a problem. But they also made Icy Wind very good. Its ratio has been increased, and that's about it. Delphox has been very powerful with their Fire Spin. So in order to make their other moves better, they've increased Flame Charge's cooldown to 0.5 seconds. So it's 5 seconds to 4.5. On to Esperon. The Laser Beam King. Side Beam and Future Sight has been reduced in cooldown, so very good. Don't see those moves a lot. Stored Power, it's been reduced in charge time for the blast to recharge. And Psychic Solaire cooldown has been reduced to 100 seconds, which is their Unite move. Now to Dualidon. His Dragon Tail time between uses has been increased from 1.1 seconds to 2 seconds. Nothing too major there. He just can't dash around as much anymore. And Bellissi, a top tier support that's been keeping up the gates for so long, has finally had a nerf. Basic attack now deals physical damage. Soft Boil, which is the huge hitter, the ratio has been reduced, the base has been decreased, and the healing has also been decreased. Which hopefully that takes Blissey a little lower into the meta and not being the best mon of the game right now. But we'll see. Now to Mr. Mime. Probably the biggest winner of the patch. He's got a new move. Power Swap. Which sounds confusing. Well, confusing reading it, so I'm going to try to give you the most simplest detailed possible. You shoot a link to an ally or an enemy. If you shoot it to an ally, you heal and the ally heals for about like 100, 150, depending on your special attack. And if you're running Psychic, they also get the Psychic around them too. So if it's on an enemy, your Power Swap does damage to them while you heal, and you also get another Psychic onto them. It's very good. Very powerful move. Works very well with Psychic. Light Screen now briefly stuns. Fake Out no longer stuns after the shove. And Barrier now slightly stuns on placement. So Mime is a big winner here. His Psychic Power Swap is so good. He's a little more tanky now. He heals pretty good. He's actually a support class now, so some damage. But he still has that damage. So great to see him in play. Off to Tyranitar. Dark Pulse has been nerfed. Its base damage has been decreased. Its ratio has been decreased. And its level has been decreased. Ancient Power, same exact thing. Base damage decreased. Ratio has been decreased. And movement per stack has been decreased. So very good. It's not going to be the fastest mon in the game, but doing insane amounts of damage. Unblockable, by the way. Unshieldable. And Tyrannical Rampage. Attacks during Tyrannical Rampage cannot crit. So very, very good. That's a huge nerf. Even though you still die at 20%, not being crit is phenomenal. Poopa, basic attack now does physical damage. So a little nerf on him. Not gonna be proccing 70k damage in battles. Crustle, Stealth Rock's Bug Fix. and this move can no longer crit. So big sad, sorry buddy. Off to Lucario, another great mon. Power Punch. Fixed a bug that caused the dash to be shorter than intended when fully charged. So there's all the mons. We're going to be off to held items next. All these held items that you see, Leftovers, Assault Vest, Rock Helmet, Floatstone, all are pretty bad because of the out of combat requirement for them to proc. Now, all of them have been reduced from 7 seconds to 5, which is phenomenal. So now there won't be as much out of combat waiting for them to proc again. I still think 5 seconds is a little too long, but we'll just see how it goes. Now for Leftovers, the old HP was 16 every 2 levels, max of 240. Now it increased to 24 every 2 levels with a max of 360. Assault Vest been increased pretty similarly from max 52 to max 51, of old being 2.8 and new being 3.4 for every 2 levels. Rock Helmet, exact same stats, and Floatstone was old 8 every 2 levels of max 120 and new 10 every max levels. So now you're going to have more speed with Floatstone, more defense with Rock Helmet, and more damage being put out. More special defense on Assault Vest. You're going to be healing more and more frequently with Leftovers. So all on, pretty good for the worst items. Probably still going to be the worst items. Is my opinion. But that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoy, and I'll see y'all next time.
His name is Court. He goes by Mort. And he lives down by the port. He likes to build forts. He is a little bit short. And I'm going to take his ass to court.